Welcome to the Look Who It Is podcast, where we sit down with artists to talk music, life, and all the stories in between. Now here's your host, Dane Engel.
So, my name is Jake Binegar, and I am a country music singer from Marietta, Ohio.
Where's that at in Ohio?
So, if you're looking at the state, you got Cleveland up here, and then Cincinnati's over here, and then Columbus is in the middle. We're on the opposite side of Cincinnati and Cleveland. So if you just make like a line straight down, like we're right there. Straight down, straight across, we're right there.
So you're pretty close to the river?
Yeah, I grew up right on the river. Marietta's a river town. We have the Stern Wheel Festival every year, and like all the stern wheels come up the Ohio River, and some of them even come up the Mississippi to the Ohio and come park, and they have a festival every year.
That's very sweet.
Yeah.
I have a festival where I live too. It's a covered bridge festival.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Where you at?
Indiana.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I'm on the west side, like I'm right on the
whereabouts in Indiana?
Indiana-Illinois line.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So, like, how'd you get into music?
So I picked up the guitar around the time that Guitar Hero was coming out.
Okay.
I think a lot of people are afraid to say it, but Guitar Hero really shaped a generation of musicians. And I remember playing Guitar Hero and like learning the songs on the actual guitar. Like it really inspired me to pick up the guitar and learn to play like all those guys that I saw. And so whenever I got started, I was really into rock music, but once I got into my later teen years, I started realizing that I grew up in a rural community, and it just felt right to play country. So also I have more of a country voice than a rock voice. I can't get that rasp for rock.
Right.
And around that same time, I started writing songs, and in my mind, I was like, the singer always writes the songs. So I started writing, and when I was about 18, I released my first song, and it actually got played at our prom, which was pretty cool.
Oh.
And since then, I just kept writing and releasing music and doing this thing, and it's taking me all over the place, but it's cool.
Yeah. What's the furthest you've gone to play a show?
Tough. I mean, I'd say Nashville, because it's about 8 hours from where I'm from. But I've also played out in like Illinois, and I'm actually playing out there at the end of August. We're doing the Farm Progress show. So I'll be playing out there in the beer tent. But yeah, I'd say New York, Tennessee, and Illinois. So I'm pretty regional, but it's
that's still pretty far away. Yeah.
a good little jaunt.
Do you play with a band, or you just go out and play like acoustic solo? And
So I do both. I have a band, and took a while to get the guys that I'm with right now. They're all incredible, and they're super easy to work with. And the coolest part is that all of them are on worship teams or lead worship or something like that. And before I did this full time, I was actually a worship leader for a short amount of time, and it was crazy how everything just worked out, and I got those guys. So like we're all pretty solid in our faith, and we all love the same kind of music, so that always helps. But yeah, we usually play. We don't play as much as I play acoustic. I don't play as much with the band as I play acoustic. I don't remember how many shows I had last year, but it was somewhere close to like 80 or 90 acoustic, and then we had, I think, like 15 or 20 um, full band. It's probably less than 20. I'd say 15 or 16 full band, maybe.
Yeah. Wow. So you you go all the way to Nashville to record too?
Yeah. Yep. I in my travels, I played a music festival and met a producer there, and he said that he liked what he heard, and he would love to work with me recording songs. So we ended up putting it together. I went down October of last year, and we tracked 4 songs at Saxman Studios, and I've released 2 of them so far. So the other 2 are still coming.
Gotcha. So you got 2 yet to come out, huh?
Yep, they're in the pipeline, just waiting to put them out.
Cool. But you had a full album in 18, right?
Yeah, yep. My
Was
buddy,
that different producer though?
yeah. So that one was produced with my buddy Greg Gillen. He lives here in Marietta as well, and he was my first real producer experience, like getting to sit and hash out the songs, and like he put up with a lot of my immature artist crap, but he uh, he was a great producer, and I learned so much from him. I still learn so much from him. Well, he ended up moving to Arizona, and I was stuck here without anyone to record with, so I started learning how to record myself. And he was always super supportive, and anytime I had a question, I'd call him up and we'd talk for 3 hours and get it figured out. So he was a really great mentor to me, learning how to do it.
I'm glad the guy you go to now is probably glad you had that under your belt when you went in there then.
Yeah, he's like, he actually got to a point, he's like, Jake, you're so specific about this stuff, why don't you just do it yourself? I'm like, well, I don't know. I just want to work with you. But yeah.
Did you ever think about like doing something full time in Nashville?
I'd like to. It's always something that I wanted to do, and when I was younger, I was a little scared to, because I guess I wasn't mature enough. But I feel like that was God telling me you shouldn't go, and I'm glad I didn't, because I met my wife, and now we have 2 kids. Actually, shout out to my wife, because today is our anniversary. It's our 5-year anniversary today.
Nice,
so
man. Happy anniversary.
Thank you. But I still want to go down and live there eventually, but we're so deep rooted here at the farm. It's hard for me to get away. So
you live on the farm, you work on the farm too, full time? Well, I mean, other than your music and stuff?
it's a small family farm. I think we have like 40 sheep, maybe a few less than that, but we live on like 600 acres, and with the 2 kids, I've never been anywhere that I thought would be a better spot to raise kids. There's just room for them to run, and just I love it here. It's incredible.
It is nice to go to the city and stuff, and then when you're done, you can come home and be out in the country.
Absolutely.
So, I guess who is your biggest influences in music?
So that's a tough one, because I have a pretty eclectic taste of music. Like I said, like whenever I started playing, I was really into the stuff that was on Rock Band. So like I started off with the third one, so it had like Slash and all that. So I was real big into Guns N' Roses for a while, and I loved '80s hair metal, like that era. And honestly, whenever I first started playing, I thought, you know what? When I grow up, I'm gonna play in an '80s hair metal band. But the '80s are over, and I guess my hairline too. So
Yeah.
that didn't happen. But then as I progressed, I started getting into more modern music. Like I loved Theory of a Dead Man and 3 Days Grace and stuff like that. And also I was into like pop punk, like All Time Low and Simple Plan, like the lighter stuff. I was really into that. But when it comes to country, I love Johnny Cash. I would say that Walk the Line movie really shaped who I am as well. Um, and when it came to country radio, I loved Rascal Flatts and Keith Urban. And I would in some circles it's bad to say, but I love bro country, like the Florida Georgia Line, Luke Bryan stuff, and a lot of people hate on it, but it sounded like a lot of '80s hair metal type stuff, like the stuff that they were doing. And it's like stadium country, and if you've never been to one of those types of shows, like it's a pretty good time. So
Yeah. Yeah, I've been to Luke Bryan, and I went to Bailey Zimmerman here recently, so
how was that?
it was a good show. Yeah. My wife really likes him.
We had a buddy who used to play with Chris Lane, and when he came to town, he was on tour with Florida Georgia Line, Dustin Lynch, and Morgan Wallen. Like when Morgan was opening for everybody back then,
Right.
and he was able to get us tickets. And when we got there for Morgan, we were in the if you have like a stadium, like you have the sides,
Mm-hmm.
we got like pretty close to the front on the sides. Then once Morgan was done, some guy came up and he's like, "Hey, you're in the pit now." So like we got like essentially free pit tickets and went down and saw the rest of the show, and it was incredible. I don't remember much of it, but it was awesome. Like it was a lot of fun.
So you write your own music. Do you sole write your own music, or do you have like someone that helps you co-write some stuff? Or
Yeah, I do a little bit of writing on my own, and that's something I feel like as a writer you really grow and you really get to know yourself whenever you write by yourself. But I have a really cool group of writers that I've been writing with here these past couple years, and a lot of them have been becoming my best friends, and I can just call them up at any time, just talk to them and talk about life, and usually something, either a song idea or a song comes out of it. And yeah, I got it's and the circle's growing. It keeps growing every trip. So
are these people in Nashville or people local?
Nashville.
Nashville.
Yep. I
How often
haven't.
do you go down there, you say?
So my wife's a school teacher, so she's off during the summers. And so I've been taking advantage of that this summer. I've been going about every 2 weeks. And during the fall or the rest of the year when she's in school, I try to make it down like either once a month or once every 2 months just to stay in the music scene and just keep up with everybody. So
It's a lot of travel.
it sure is. And that drive, there's some days it's a very long drive, and then other days it just flies by. And then next thing you know, you're there. But I guess the more you do it, the easier it gets.
What's
But,
better, the drive there or the drive home?
ooh, I'd say the drive there because I usually depends on what's going on that day because sometimes I'll leave out of here around like 3 o'clock in the morning, and like by far that is the best time to drive. Nobody is on the road.
Right.
Like it's ridiculous once you get to some of them towns like around like noon or 2 o'clock. Like Lexington at noon is awful. Actually, 3 o'clock is awful. 3 to 4, and yeah, that drive down is awesome. But for some reason, I on the day I come back, I always book something, and I end up staying till like noon or longer, and then the drive back takes so long, and I don't get home till it's dark, so I miss the kids, and my wife's already in bed, so like I just kind of slither in and say hello to everybody in the morning.
Yeah, you're probably excited on the way down there too about like what you're going to accomplish while you're there too.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's very much it's a quiet ride. I don't listen to a lot of stuff. I don't call anybody. I just like take time to myself and just think about life and different ideas I've had rolling around. Just cruise and let it flow.
A lot of the songs you have now, are they stories that are personal to you or more like a storyteller?
Yeah, so um, I'll tell you about this next song we're gonna put out. It's called Grass, and it's that one is a story that I went and had lunch with one of my songwriter buddies, and we were sitting there talking about it, and he had just adopted a little boy, and I was talking about my little boy, and he was like, "Man, you get it. Like, you just don't have time anymore. I don't have time anymore. I'm just letting the grass grow as high as it can to see if somebody complains." I'm like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, hold up. That's a song." And we wrote that line down. And like he said, he didn't have time, so we didn't write it right then. A few days later, he called me on the phone. He was like, "Hey, Jake, like this is what I got." And he started playing it, and uh, we started going back and forth. And next thing you know, like we wrote a song in 30 minutes on the phone about our sons, and it's called Grass. So that one's going to be the next one that comes out. It's going to be within the next month or two. So
Do you feel like the songs that come like that sound better than songs that you sit and dwell on or try to force yourself to write and stuff?
I'd say so. If I sit and really pick at it, there's certain things that I could change, but that raw emotion, like I had a hard time playing that out for a while because I these songs I wrote them and I played them out like just kind of to test them, and that one for sure I would bring it up and start playing it, and like I get to a certain point and I just like get all choked up and like teared up and I couldn't finish it, and I was like, okay, we're on to something there. But now when I go back, there's certain things that are in the song where I'm like, but that raw emotion's still there. So I'm not changing a thing about it.
What's your end goal with being a musician? When would you say like this is what I wanted?
Well, um, if making a living as a musician was the end goal, um, depending on the day, I'm wondering if I'll ever get there. And then other days, I'm like, okay, I'm here. But no, I don't. That's a hard question because it's one of those things. Like I absolutely love this. I love playing music. I love being an artist. I love creating, like writing songs. I love the whole process. And to give it up it would completely change who I am as a person. And so I don't know what that end goal looks like. I just know that I want to keep getting there. Like I have the car and drive. I'm just seeing where I go. I'm just driving.
You have like a short-term goal?
Yeah, so I just made a post about it the other day. I looked at my monthly listeners on Spotify and I was like, oh cool, like we're up to, I think it was almost 3,000 last time I checked. And it might be different now. Fact check me. Um but, um
Well, I hope it's higher.
oh yeah, 32.
There you go.
32.3. And I was like, man, that happened just out of nowhere. I was like, how hard would it be to get to 10,000? Like, I was like, let's try that. So I'd really like to try to push and get to 10,000 monthly listeners. And that's a very, in my mind, a very short term goal that might take me 10 years to accomplish. Who knows? But that's one that I've set my sights on, and to book like an actual solid uh, Northeast America tour. I mean, I'd love to tour anywhere, but that's kind of where I'd like to stay, just because it's not. I right now I don't really want to go any further than like 8 hours from home, just because of the kids and everything. I know that there's plenty of venues that would love country music, and I'd love to take it to them. So that's two goals that I have.
How much do you think your social media plays into that?
A ton, and I'm awful with social media. I I'll get into these little kicks where I'll like post every day, I'll like and think about it all day, but then it's something I feel like there's two different brains whenever it comes to social media. You have your actual content, and then especially with TikTok, like how like you have your actual content on one side, then how to market it on the other side, because like you have like all your hashtags and like which audience you want to point it to and all that stuff, and it's like I by the time I get the content side done, I have no desire to even think about that part. I just want to get it done so I can move on with my life, go push my kid on the swing, like do something else. But I guess that's where like social media managers would come into play, be helpful.
Yeah. Do you do more? Do you do like all of them? You like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube?
Yeah, I try. I'm on all those. I don't do X and Twitter. I kind of had a falling out with Twitter. Like I hated it. I tried to use it when I was 18, 19, and I just ended that. It's You might be able to still find me on there, but I'm not using it. But yeah, I try to at least stay on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. I always forget about YouTube. It's like in a different section of my brain whenever I'm posting stuff. It's like it's always an afterthought for me, and it shouldn't be. But
Can you tell what you have the most success with?
what's that?
Which one you have the most success with?
I would say long term, I've had more growth on Facebook. Like just overall, it has the biggest amount of follows, and I have a pretty good engagement on Facebook. TikTok has been growing faster for me than Facebook did, but or does. So I'm still kind of analyzing that, trying to figure it out. So it seems like for me, Instagram has kind of become more of like especially when I go to Nashville, it's more of like a social, like instead of asking for people's numbers or emails or something, like you ask for their Instagram, and just so um, I guess there's still that separation, so like people aren't bugging each other and all that stuff. But yeah, for me, and it's kind of like that for me too. Like I kind of treat it as like a social media that you use to get in contact with people. Like I don't use TikTok to get in contact with people. It's more for like honestly, I see it as more of like an entertainment platform. Like put this stuff on there more for entertainment for others and myself as well. Like I could spend days scrolling on TikTok and like think it's only 5 minutes. But and Facebook's more of, for me in my mind, it's a little more like milestones, like post more stuff that like are bigger announcements and stuff like that.
You ever do live stuff on Facebook or TikTok or?
I was doing lives on TikTok for a little while. And I need to get back into it. I'm really bad about it, but I'd always, because I feel really uncomfortable like setting up my phone and just talking to people. Like there's a lot of people that get on there and do that, and they love doing it. And more power to them, but I feel awkward and weird, and it just doesn't work for me. So I usually end up grabbing my guitar and just like jamming songs, and then you get requests for like Zach Bryan, and then I'm
Yeah, I feel like this is a lot easier when you have somebody to talk back and forth to, you know?
absolutely.
Yeah. Do you have any cool show stories?
So, I have a really wild show story from this past weekend. We and I won't use any names or anything. Um, we played this resort um, in a state close to here, and it was a corporate event, and we showed up, and like online the people who booked us, they showed us these pictures of like these really nice rooms, like these really nice golf courses and all this stuff, and like it looked like it was going to be like top of the line place, and we showed up and it was like the bumpiest paved road I've ever been on. Like I thought that we were gonna like pop tires coming up. It was like rocky as all get out. But then we get inside. It's a small room. It's a um, ballroom, but it's just low ceilings and kind of tight. So we started getting our stuff set up, and it started pouring down the rain, and they had like those ceiling tiles, and the one right above my guitarist just starts soaking, and like we can see it. And so the people in charge called maintenance, and this guy comes in just ragtag, like he'd been through the ringer that day. He goes in there and he like grabs a chair and he throws it up on the stage, hops up there, and like just grabs like a bucket and just throws it up under on top of the ceiling tile. And then he's like, "That'll do for now." And like we're like, I mean, I guess you can't fix it. It's raining. You can't go up there and fix it. But like, it was just the most redneck thing. And then the fire, like, we were in the middle of sound check and the fire alarm starts going off. And we're like, what's going on? And that same dude comes running in from the back of the room and like comes up to the stage. I thought he was going to yell at us. He grabs a roll of duct tape and runs out the door. I'm like, what are you fixing with duct tape with a fire alarm going off? Like, what? I don't know that he was fully qualified for that position, but he got it. And overall, though, the show went well, and the next day, it's just more the venue. It was nuts. Like the people there, like most of them were drunk 90% of the time. So like you just be walking down the hall and you'd hear someone throwing up, and it, it I couldn't believe it. And there was another ballroom that we were playing in, or no, another ballroom that we did not play in, and it overlooked the lake that was by this resort. And I was like, well, I'd love to see the lake before we leave. Like I've only been in the area once. So I went into this room and I was looking out the window. I started hearing this growling in the corner. I'm like, what is that? Like looking around, it happened again. I was like, I think there might be a dog in here. And like it looked like they might have had a wedding or something the night before. So like there was still tables and chairs set up and it was kind of a mess. Then they had this table with the drape on it. And I was like, it sounds like there's a dog under there. And it happens and I start to realize it's not a dog, it's snoring. I'm like, so I go over there and I look. The maintenance man was under the table sleeping. So
What?
that place was just crazy. I'll have nightmares about it. Just
No kidding.
the people and the craziness, but there's more that I'm sure that as soon as we hang up, I won't remember, or I'll remember, and then I'll be like, oh dang, I just said that. But because it was one of those ones it was for the books. It was a good one.
If you get another email or a call from them, you're just not even answering it, huh?
Yeah, I guess the company that we did the event for, they're moving in next year. That was their first year there, and they were like, we're not doing this again.
First and last.
Yeah. So
that's pretty good. Is there anything you specifically want to get out?
Well, if you haven't heard my music yet, I'd say check me out on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. I'm really pushing for 10,000 monthly listeners before the end of the year. That would make my year. I got the first single of the year called Run Out of Gas. It's one of the best performing songs I've put out so far. And then I just put out Beer Summertime. So it's doing well as well, better than other songs that I've released. So yeah, if you could give it a listen, let me know what you think. And if you don't like it, just turn it on, turn it down. That's all. That's all I ask. Just let it play.
I try to find like whoever I'm listening to or talking to that day. I'll just bring up their Spotify or something. I'll just listen to their music all day.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
You had a song on there. I was listening. I'm like, is he talking about getting high or being high on something? And I had to listen to it. And I'm like, okay, he's talking about the high of the.
Yeah.
Right.
That I've actually been talking about redoing that song because I did it back in 2018 or whatever, and I listened back to it and I'm like, the groove's not quite there. So like I really want to redo it and like put a little bit of like swing, maybe not swing. There's just kind of like a groove to it that wasn't in the original that I'd love to redo. And
But that new single you have out, I mean, I can really like it's produced really well. Like it sounds real good.
appreciate that. Thank you.
So now I'm ready to hear the other one. So if that one sounds good, I know the stuff coming out soon is going to be good too.
Yeah, the next one's gonna sound a lot more traditional. Like it's gonna sound like more traditional country. It's got a lot of steel guitar and it's like the ambient swell kind of stuff. Like, and the subject matters much more. Um, I'd say closer to home. It's about my boy. So yeah, I'm really excited about it. We'll see where it goes. So
I like that because I like a lot of bluegrass.
oh yeah,
So
we're right on the edge of bluegrass
yeah, you're right
territory.
there. Yeah, you're close, aren't you?
Yeah,
I got a bluegrass uh, musician that I'm interviewing in a couple weeks. I got a Christian rock band from I think they're from the West Coast, like Washington maybe. So
cool.
yeah,
That'd
that'll
be
be
cool.
cool. Yeah, they were looking for somebody to put some vocals down for something, but they're kind of like a punk rockish kind of sound.
That's cool.
Yeah, like a Jimmy Eats World kind of sound.
That's
But
that's awesome. Um, I have to ask. I've been asking everyone here recently. Do you listen to much Bill Murray?
um, no, my wife likes that one song with Dylan Marlowe.
Yeah, Empty Handed. That's my
Yeah,
favorite.
she likes that a lot and stuff, but I never even heard of him before that.
Yeah, I I've been whenever I've been mowing around the house and stuff, I've been putting Bill Murray on and just rocking out because he has all the music videos of him mowing the yard.
Uh,
So
yeah,
I I've been listening to him and I've been really getting into it. And
yeah, he's
yeah, I
pretty
was gonna.
heavy.
It is. I love that style of music. And if you ever interview a band that's looking to do collaborations, I would love to do a collaboration like that, like the Dylan Marlowe, Bill
Yeah,
Murray song. So
there's a band from Indiana that I'm doing, and they kind of have that sound. Yeah, I kind of chuckled that you probably have your last name mispronounced so much you had to put it in your thing. It's like vinegar with a B.
yeah, that's right.
Because I saw your name
And
and I was like, and then I went to your thing and I'm like, perfect. That's just what I needed to know.
I need to put that on everything. I want to put it on a shirt. Like it's like vinegar but with a B,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
have
dude,
have the
your tour
logo on
shirts. Yeah,
there.
I think it'd be cool to like come around full circle, and like when I'm like 6 months from now or something, start over, and then
Yeah,
just re-interview everybody that I did before if I could, and see where they're at and stuff like that.
that'd be cool. So
See if you got 10,000 by then. 6 months.
yeah,
Yeah, you'll have it. If you could see how much it increases, maybe you can kind of gauge out how long it'd take.
yeah. I that this has been a complete surprise because like with Run Out of Gas, I had before I released that song, I was at 150 like total. And like I was like, "Hey, we're almost at 200." And then I released that song, it got put on a bunch of playlists and it shot up to like 2 grand. I was like, "What is going on?" And then now it's up to 3,000. I'm like, maybe I can do this.
How does it get put on a playlist?
That's another place where my songwriters came in and they really helped me out. My buddy Steven Charles, the man, he he does everything in his power to push a song, especially if he's a writer on it. And he did things like it's called Submit Hub, where you pay, I think you buy credits and you submit the song to playlist curators. And I think they get, I don't know if they get paid for the submission. I don't know if they make money at all, but they like review the song and either add it to their playlist or not. So it's like the online version of like the old radio tour. So they'd go out and like try to get the programmers, like talk to programmers and stuff and try to get them to take your song. This is very localized, so it's like you've never even met this person. You might not even speak the same language, but you can submit a song to them and they might throw it on a playlist, and however many people listen to their playlists is what you get thrown into. So
Can you see where people are listening to it from?
yeah. Do you want the exact locations right now?
I mean, like, I'm sure you kind of remember, don't you?
Yeah. So I know, and you can pinpoint like where you submit your songs, like especially with the curators in that area. You can see the nationality of where the song goes, and or the curator, where the curator's from. And so like he pinpointed like he wanted it to go into Canada and Australia, like those were his two main places. So because they're really big into country music, so he focused on that. There's the location. Yeah, so it's US is the top, Canada, Australia. Actually, Brazil is in this third slot of top countries. And then Sweden.
Does it give you states, like states in the U.S.?
Yeah, I think so. Let's see here. No, it just gives you top cities. So in the past 28 days, one of my top cities is, I can't even pronounce it, Sao Paulo, Brazil. And it had 60 listeners.
Sounds like you better go to Sao Paulo.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a weird world we live in. But
yeah, I seen a talk once about a guy said that they did that, and then they looked and seen where all their biggest listeners were, and then they made a tour and they stopped in each one of those cities.
oh yeah,
Yeah. And, it might not have been big venues, but they sold them all out,
that's cool. They I don't know if I could even make it to Sao Paulo.
Yeah.
Or Colombia.
I don't know if I'd be going to Colombia.
Yeah. I've watched too much Narcos. I'm scared to go to Colombia.
Yeah, no kidding. So that's pretty cool, man. I like it. Some people study that stuff. Some people, it's like you can be so much as like, here's my music, put it out there. And then there's some people that, like they study that and they're focusing on all the analytics and stuff and trying to,
And whenever I first started, I always thought that it was like, I'll just put it out there, and if they like it, they'll find it. But the world doesn't work that way anymore, and it sucks. And artists really, in a perfect world, they should be artists, and they shouldn't have to worry about that. Like they should just worry about creating the best song they possibly can. But now it's like you have to play that game, and you have to see where it's going, and jump through the hoops and do all that. So
would you be interested in like a label? Do you think if like somebody came to you from a label and wanted you to sign like a contract and do, some singles or an album or something?
I think it would have to be very situational, because based on, I would have to see like how they've worked with other artists like me. Like I would want to see like a portfolio with them. I don't know that I would jump at the first one just because it would. I don't know. I feel like there's something to be said about staying independent too, and I would really love to take this independent as far as I can. And once I get to that point, then reevaluate. But right now, I I'm just focusing on building a business as myself and not wanting to reach out of the box and like work with, not saying that I don't want to work with other people, but just like work with a label, because this way I have complete control over what I do. So
All right, man. Well, I think I'll let you go and get back to your family, and I better go home and check on my family too. So,
all right, sounds good. I really appreciate you having me on. Thank you so much.
hey, no, yeah, I appreciate it here too, and I'll be getting some stuff out, and I'll tag you, and then I'll probably just email you some links and stuff when I get everything all done.
That sounds great. Thank you so much.
All right, man. Thanks. Talk to you later.
See ya.